This is Tony Novak here to share a few points on how to stay out of tax trouble. You might have already noticed that my voice is I'm recovering from COVID. So after escaping it for over 3 years, it finally hit me. So also another personal side note, this is likely the last broadcast being made from this studio, which uses a green screen behind me and a virtual background. It's just not working well. The technology is ahead of me, and I'm going to go back to the rural uh, home office with a natural background and pre-recorded sessions. So, all right. So today's topic, let's get right into it, is no worries about filing late, and a little bit tongue-in-cheek, I guess. There. So we just passed September 15th, the extended filing deadline for certain business organizations, pastors, partnerships, S corporations. There's no extended deadline after that. 6 months after the regular deadline, that's it. If you're filing now, you're late. Um, in 2 weeks, we get to the October 15th extended deadline for individuals for 1040s. You miss it, that's it. There's no deadline after that. 30 days after that, November 15th is the extended deadline for nonprofits that have to file. Uh, and all three of those deadlines, of course, raise some concern. So I'm recording this after fielding a few of those concerns. And in some cases, there isn't much to worry about. Let me explain. um, First of all, let me go through them in the order I presented them. The pass through. Yes, if you file a late partnership return or S corporation return, you will almost certainly get a penalty notice from IRS. In most cases, those penalties and there's severe dollar amounts. In most cases, they can be relieved. So if you get one of those notices, yeah, you know, talk with a resolution expert and see if you can get that penalty dismissed. The important thing is to not be late on those types of organizations. Individuals and nonprofits have a little bit more leniency. For individuals, the penalty for late filing is based on the amount of tax owed. So to not have a penalty is simple. Just if you're not going to file your tax return, just go online and make an estimated payment for the amount of tax you think you might owe. Problem solved. Boom. No big deal. If you owe tax, yes, there's going to be a penalty, and it's a penalty in addition to the interest that's piling up anyway. Late payment, late filing, and interest. So the lesson could be more clear. If you owe tax, pay it. If you can't pay it, make an arrangement to pay it. And again, if we're negotiating the catch-up payment after the fact, it doesn't matter so much that the tax filing was done late. We're going to work out a payment based on the overall situation, not necessarily dependent on when the tax return was filed. And finally, let's talk about nonprofits. Nonprofit is the only one of the three where the late filing penalty is based on the gross revenue of the organization. That's the bad news. The good news is that it's limited to 5% of your gross revenue. So while that can be significant amount, it's in the big picture of things. A 5% penalty is not going to kill any organization. In addition, I have not ever had a situation, nor have I heard of another tax professional having a situation where we were not able to dismiss that penalty for good cause. And good cause is often that the organization just didn't have good tax representation prior to us getting on board and trying to put some controls in place. So, all right, enough said about that before my voice gives out. And hopefully I will take a few days more slow time and relocate the studio and come back broadcasting from Money Island soon.